Welcome to The Nooner, a daily dispatch of open-ended ideas from J.E. Peterson, but you can call me Jordan. For best results, head over to Substack, where you can sign up to get the Dispatch's Weekly Digest, which includes some extras that I don't share anywhere else. You can find a link to that in the description of this episode. Alright, here's today. The universe is made of meaning. I came of age at the crest of materialism's hold on Western culture. As a teenager, pretty much all my friends were atheists. In college, secular sensibilities chewed at all the edges of what was supposed to be BYU's religiously based education. Even in Boston, many of my church-going peers, grad students and young professionals who hadn't yet paired off and started making babies, might have been termed religious but not spiritual. They were people who went to church for the cultural and communal continuity, but who also harbored deep misgivings about the so-called truth claims of the institution that supported those things. It was inevitable, then, that by the time I reached my mid-30s, despite never having relinquished my religious birthrights, I had become profoundly worried that the materialists were right all along. The problem was that I hated their cosmology. I had always hated it. To accept it felt like a betrayal of every scrap of religiosity, spirituality, or frankly humanism I had. If the universe was as dead and meaningless as all the smartest people seemed to believe, then human awareness of it seemed like an unspeakably tragic accident. I lived with this conflict for quite some time. But then, thanks to some sympathetic ears, some very significant books, and my own willingness to set all of my assumptions and suspicions aside in my perilous search for truth, the pendulum began to swing in the other direction. Lately, I'm beginning to think that rather than lifeless particles, the universe might actually be made of meaning and intent, energies corralled by agents and for a purpose. It also seems evident to me that we participate in this creation, our bodies and brains a collaborative manifestation of these intentions and purposes. Most of us are mostly blind to this, to the creative agents with whom we are collaborating, even to our very own deepest selves. But being blind to something has never been any evidence against its existence. We should know that by now, after the many millions of times we've breathed in and out invisible lungfuls of air, and all the years we've spent glued to the ground by invisible gravity. If we can't see something, it's not because it's not there. It's because we haven't yet learned how to look. Little by very, very little, I am learning how to look. If you like today's episode, I hope you'll share it with someone. No, I'm not asking you to spam your socials. I mean, obviously you can if you want to, but everyone knows a thoughtful, well-timed message can make all the difference in someone's day. So if the spirit moves, send a text. And if you haven't yet, head over to The Nooner on Substack to get access to the Dispatch's Weekly Digest, including stuff like music recommendations, TMI updates from my personal life, and the quiet satisfaction of knowing I like you more than other people. Okay, that's it for today. See you at noon tomorrow.